Hi friends, we have been doing a series of videos on global distributed delivery and some of the associated challenges in executing projects in a global distributed delivery setup. In today's segment, we will cover communication and coordination. Now, every project manager in every project pretty much deals with communication as one of the leading issues and challenges in a project. But in a global distributed delivery kind of an environment, when there are geographically distributed teams and there are multiple practices or lines of business which are coming together to deliver the project, communication and coordination across the teams becomes really important. If I were to break it down into specific areas, I would term them as follows. The first one would be common understanding of artifacts, jargons, and lingos. So don't assume that everyone understands the jargons being used across the board. For example, daily stand-up meeting, standing for DSM. Now, DSM, not everyone might understand what DSM really means. Similarly, KLTO means keeping the lights on. So these kind of jargons, don't assume that everyone understands, and it's always better to give the other team the benefit of doubt, and therefore document it. These jargons. The second one is to have internal status reports. Now everyone does pretty much does external status reports to the customer, but when you are doing global distributed delivery, when there are handoffs happening across geographies, it's important to do a internal status report, and that's where you can have a lot of flexibility in deciding the format of these internal status reports. They can be a few bullet points, they can be exchanged over a Teams channel or over chat and not necessarily via email, but having some kind of a handover status report has proven to be really beneficial in when global distributed teams are working together. Cross geo handoffs become very important in terms of when team in the US leaves for the day and teams in India start their day. There needs to be some kind of overlap time and a handoff which happens. So some kind of formally agreed handoff mechanisms in terms of what will be handed over, how it will be handed over, who will be responsible for getting the handoffs is very important for the teams to mutually agree upon. I don't say that there needs to be a playbook defined for the handoff, but I think we need to give teams some flexibility, but it necessarily needs to sit as a checklist item to say that yes, handoffs processes have been defined between the teams. The fourth one is NFRs are often not documented, so non-functional requirements, which is like accessibility, performance, load, testing, data security, compliance, etc. So some of these non-functional requirements typically tends to not get documented, and therefore there is a lot of last-minute hassles which arise because of that. So always document the NFRs. Where the NFRs are not clearly available from the customer, assume the scope of the NFRs and share it internally and externally as well. The next piece of item here would be late feedbacks from cross-functional teams blocking other teams. So make sure that the way you are defining your process, you inbuild checkpoints wherein teams, cross-functional teams and practice teams are providing regular feedbacks at regular defined checkpoints, else it becomes a bottleneck for everyone. Decision log is also critical for all the teams. Having one central decision log in which all the teams taking all the decisions are documenting. Of course, the customer facing decisions for sure needs to be documented, but even any internal decisions teams are taking, make sure that they are documented so that if there's a need to backtracking can be done, and who took what decision at what point in time can be referred to. Yes, global distributed delivery can sometimes brings its own kind of overheads, but these overheads can then be smoothened out by doing things like better communication, better knowledge sharing, and having some better governance mechanisms. Thanks for watching.